Hi guys, this is Miss B Finance 101. I am so excited. Oh, it's the pink month. We are coming to the end of the pink month, breast cancer awareness. But anyway, today, this week, I got a question from somebody who was asking me, like, Betty, I know you focus on the young people, but what about some of us who started life late? We are approaching retirement. So this video is just for those people who are in their 50s and they don't have enough saved. And not only for those people, but for also you. You who want to invest faster, retire faster. If you're like me, I want to retire when I'm still young with this energy that you guys see. So what do? The truth is retirement is a necessity. It's not something that we don't talk about it anymore because we live longer. We are going to live longer. Medically, people are living up to 85 and above. So you got to start planning. You got to have intention. You gotta live like, okay, I'm gonna live longer. I'm gonna be here for a long while. So I have to plan for this. So, a lot of people are scared about it because they don't have enough money saved. But the truth is, it doesn't matter where you are, you can still get this thing done. So this is just to encourage you, give you some of my tips. After reading so many books, I'm always crunching late night. So, I don't know it all, but I hope this will help you. And if it does, please share back with me and share with all your buddies, okay? But the number one thing, if you're approaching your 50s and your 60s and you don't have enough money saved, first thing you want to do is get serious. You gotta get serious. This is not where you're just gonna be living and letting life pass you by and just hoping things will happen. You gotta get serious. You gotta have a game plan. You gotta revisit your dreams. You gotta sit down with your spouse. If you have young kids, you gotta start thinking about their college. You gotta start thinking about their life. You gotta start thinking where you're gonna retire. And any little you gotta sacrifice, and it's not gonna be easy. But the truth is, I'd rather which hard do you want to choose? It's going to be hard either way. It's either going to be hard right now, sacrifice some time and really get this thing done, or you're going to find yourself in the street begging your kids to take care of you. It's going to get hard either way. So you choose which hard you want. Either right now, you sacrifice, get serious. Don't just let life pass you by. Don't think there is a social security waiting for you, because I can tell you right now, according to the last CNN report that I watched, Social Security is only $13,000 a year. That is $1,000 a month. What kind of dream will that buy you? Will that even take care of your expenses right now? So right now is not the time to be whining. It's the time to get serious. Number one is get serious. The second thing you need to do is you gotta have to buckle hard. And this is where you gotta spend less and earn more. I've talked about this topic so many times. Spend less and earn more. This is where you gotta have a budget. You gotta be watching all the nickel and dimes that are coming in and earn more. You can take a part-time job. You can use those skills that we talked about, that I always talk about, to earn more money. You can work part-time, but spend less too. And part of spending less this is not the time for you to start engaging. If I have to choose a college for my kid over retiring when you're older, I'll choose retirement. Why? College is a luxury. They can go, they cannot go. It's okay. They can take care of that. They can take loans and do all that stuff. But retirement is going to face you. And the worst case scenario is you coming to live with your kids and begging them. Or depending on Social Security, that is not even going to be enough. Or pension, that is not going to be enough. So spend less and earn more. Figure out, where can I make extra money? What can I stop spending my money on? This is very serious. You gotta stick to a budget and you gotta get serious with it. So number two thing is you gotta spend less and you gotta earn more. Look for ways of making money, okay? The third thing is you gotta start looking at assets versus liability. Remember my XCAP? This is if you haven't watched my video on XCAP, your responsibility need to start coming down as you age. So when you reach this age and you don't have you still have a lot of responsibility, you need to cut down some of those liabilities. Don't buy a house. Finish paying off that car. That is a liability. A house is a liability. In your 50s and 60s, this is not the time to start buying a house when you don't have enough money saved for your retirement. That is a liability. Unless that house or that real estate is going to be an asset, if you rent it out and it brings you more money, then it become an asset. Otherwise, stop buying liabilities. Focus on getting assets, things that bring you money. Get out from liability, things that take money away from you. Am I making sense? This is not the time to accumulate liabilities. It's the time to accumulate more assets, being things that are going to bring more money to you. Build a business that brings money to you. Buy real estate that brings money to you, okay? You got to lay out options. Laying out options mean you gotta make up for the lost time that you have already lost. So you gotta lay out option. You gotta move for investment that are gonna help you. Personally, I always tell people, start by protecting yourself. If you're in 50s and 60s and you don't have enough money, the worst case scenario is protect you. If you have those little kids and anything happens, they're not going to live that type of life. They're going to have money coming in. You're going to have long-term care. And another part of laying option is you have 401k. This is not the time to put all your money in risk investment. Call me. We'll roll it over, lock it in so that you don't lose any more money. You have IRA investment that you don't have to pay taxes. And frankly, after 55, you are allowed to put up to $65,000 in there per person. $6,500 every year. So you gotta be very intentional about your options that are gonna move you faster. You gotta invest, but at the same time, you can't take that big risk because you don't have enough time. So lay out your option. Number one thing is start by protecting you. Have long-term care. Just in case you are sick, you don't have to be a burden to somebody else. Okay? So let's lay out some option. What can we do right now? Okay? But the last part of this, you gotta focus. This is not the time for you to feel guilty. And it's easy for us to feel guilty. We are in our 50s. We are not quite where we want to be. But you got to stop feeling guilty. You got to start be like, you know what? I cannot change the thing in the past, but I can change the future. And that is how you got to tell yourself every day. I can change the future. I can't change the past. So stop the guilt. It's now time to get serious and get to work. That is the only way you can make this thing. Roll over your 401k. Let us help you roll over. Get that 6% option and let it annuity pay you for the rest of your life. Now is the time, not the time to feel like, oh my God, I'm lost. Okay? You gotta get started. The truth is, if you start it even in small little pieces, even just starting by protecting yourself, by starting to roll some money over and putting your money where you don't lose it, by starting to look at some of the assets, you will get there. You will get, no matter how late it is, you will get there. When I reached my 30, I panicked. I was like, oh my God, I'm so late. I'm so late in investment. I was like, because I have all these friends who are telling me what they have, and I felt so late. But guess what? The goal is I've started. And if you keep on thinking that, oh my God, no, stop it. You gotta start. And you gotta get serious. And you gotta lay out your option. And you gotta be intentional with your money. You gotta buckle up. And you gotta buckle hard. Yeah? It's either you meet the hard times now or you're gonna meet the hard times later. Choose your hard one. For me, being poor is hard. Being rich is hard. Choose which hard you want. But you gotta do it right. If you start right now, you'll be having $100,000, $200,000 in savings. This is Miss B Finance One-on-One. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Beatrice Otieno. And hey, tell me what you think about this and give me your feedback. Okay? I'll see you guys at the top and have a nice day. Thank you. Pink month, breast cancer.